So today you got the Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. The Tower is pretty much like I guess you can say the more strict version of the Death card, because both kind of talk about rebirth or a need to change something. And the Tower kind of does it forcefully, whereas the Death card is kind of calling you to do it. So the Tower in this reading represents that something in your life is about to fall apart. Now, people are usually scared of this because they think it's something bad, but in this case specifically, it's a very good card because the Tower just represents something falling apart. It doesn't mean good or bad. In this case, something bad is falling apart to let something new and stable in. So maybe whatever is falling apart is something that was toxic for you, something that was not meant for your highest purpose. So this is a very inviting and positive reading actually, despite having the Tower here. So let's pull a card from a different deck to get more information about this. So you got the card Thirst for Revenge with the number 11. It says conspiracy, victim role, justice will be served, and anger. Someone may have treated you badly, and you don't feel very positively about this. With the bottom of the deck here, we have the Joy card, which talks about the opposite of this. And what this is kind of saying is that you kind of need to let whatever happened go. So whatever happened, whatever you feel that was kind of conspired against you in a negative way, you have to let go. So one thing that I can kind of think about here in this situation is the King of Cups. The King of Cups is someone who represents someone who has mastered their emotions. And in that way, you can kind of sympathize with other people too. So in this example that I'm trying to give, if you think of a situation where someone is being very hateful to you and whatever happened with them, you just don't think that they're doing the right thing. A person that would react normally to this, if they're not very healed, would then be riled up and they would, start being angry and start lashing out because the other person hurt them. But someone with the King of Cups energy does the opposite. They see the pain in that person, they feel sorry for them, and they move on with their life because they're secure. So what this is inviting you to do is to tune in more into that King of Cups energy. Instead of reacting and giving that situation power, you're meant to let it go and move on with your life because it's not worth it. So you can recognize that whatever happened hurt, but it doesn't mean that you need to lash out on the other person. If anything, feel sorry for them because they're hurt on the inside for what they did, and they're kind of taking out their emotions on other people. So that just represents someone who's very hurt, but it doesn't, really signify that they're a bad person. Maybe this was something temporary too. So there's a need for you to kind of let go of this emotion that you feel towards the situation. I'm going to pull from a different deck to get more information about this. You got the card The Holy Mountain. It says Soul Calling, Sacred Journey, and Pilgrimage. So this situation that you feel kind of negative towards, it was meant to happen to make you aware of something. Not that you deserve the punishment or whatever this caused, but it's more so to kind of like wake you up so you can realize like something is wrong here, something needs to change, the Tower needs to happen in order to bring something in more stable. So you got quite a few cards here actually. The first one is Lay It on the Altar. It says hand it over, soften, surrender, and forgive. You need to forgive this person because I believe that they weren't acting in their right mind. They were just kind of lashing out, like I mentioned. They're just kind of unhealed and hurt on the inside. You got the card The Gateway, Open Doors, Opportunities, and Right Timing. You guys will reconnect when the timing is right, not whenever you feel like you have to. You know, if you're not reconnecting right now, it's because your guides are separating you for a reason, and you're just meant to surrender to the journey and kind of let things happen the way that they're meant to. And then you got Dancing with Stones, movement, teamwork, and partnership. Definitely this person that you may have had an argument with or whatever happened here, they're not going to leave your life. And this situation here, it's kind of like, I guess if you think about this in a situation where two partners had a fight, one person may have hurt the other, but in doing this, you know, the fight kind of caused them both to realize, like, one of them would be like, I'm hurting this person, and the other one would be like, you know, this is a pattern that keeps happening and they've hurt me. And in doing so, recognizing that, you invite the tower because you both realize that something needs to change. Something needs to change to bring instability into the relationship. And what this is saying is that even though you feel strongly about this is more of a gift rather than just a random fight in this situation. Because it's helping you realize something that needed to change that was kind of toxic to the relationship. And in this situation, both parties will realize that something had to change. And then they can work on this and they can heal this so the relationship can be more stable. The Ace of Pentacles, bringing in something new that's stable. I'll pull one more card to close the reading. You got the card Ancestral Messages, Connection, Belonging, and Ask for Help. So I think this situation was more of like a help from your ancestors. I don't think that this was something that was done just because it's something that had to happen. I think this was kind of divinely guided by your guides and their guides so that something can stop a situation that was bad. So you guys can heal that part of the relationship and then bring in something more peaceful. So this is definitely divinely guided. It's meant to happen this way because something was not working right. And they want things to work out, you know, very well between you two. So that is it for you. Please trust the process. If, you know, there is a separation right now, just let that happen. There's no need to rush anything. Heal whatever you need to heal. And then when the reunion comes back, or when it happens, things will be a lot better and it'll be more stable. But that is it for you. I hope this reading helped you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to follow, like, and comment. And if you would like a personalized reading, my Etsy is linked in my bio. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.